Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Sulaiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaker of 7 seals. Fear, brothers and sisters. Fear is about to grab the planet, the entire planet. Shock of the hour. It's going to affect everyone. Because the world's upside down. It's about to be turned up, right side up. So they think is right is wrong, but they think is wrong is right. What's on top is going to be on the bottom, what's on the bottom is going to be on top. Even in that little bit of wisdom right there, tells you everything you need to know. That little bit of wisdom right there says to be made so simple, even the food in the earth. So who's on the bottom? We are. We're a nation without, not out of a nation, we don't have land, have anything. We're on total bottom in terms of captivity. That means we're going to be on top. Who's on top? Those that captive. Took us captive. And ruling the planet, Adam. He's going to be on the bottom. Right there. That's what it says it's going to be. No God's wrong. That's simple. I tell you, it said truth be made so simple, even a fool with her. That right there is so simple. And that's the process happening. Now how that process go? If you're on the top, you're going to stay on the top, aren't you? Won't you? If you're on top, you're going to stay on top, right? But you still go down. First you're going to come in contact with the ones next above you, next under you. Oriental nation, uh-oh. Brown nation, right? Uh-oh. African ain't than us. And how we going to count on the way up? That simple little right there gives you, shows you, there's going to be a great war to keep that process from happening. Because on top, once they're on top. Those on the bottom have to fight their way to the top. Just that right there. It's simple. We talk about that in a minute, the simplicity of Christ. The math is simple. But I was saying, simple minds complicate and complex minds simplify. Or simple mind, everything's complicated to you. Complex mind, everything is simple. That's right there, the simplest. Look around, and you have to be a genius. Who's on the bottom? Now the Europeans, now the Asians. Well, like Muhammad told us, a nation within a nation, so we don't have anything. Haven't told ourselves, we have a government, we don't have anything. We're totally on the bottom. There's no doubt about it. Just take that, and then go to Abraham Covenant. That backs up, so well, they'll be on the bottom for what, 400 years? 1619 to 2019, woo. We've been on the bottom for 400 years. Then the nation that's on top are going to be judged because they're the ones that put us on the bottom. There you go again. Simple. So these goddamn fools out here talking, don't listen to them. Why waste time? Why waste time with them? It's simple. It said it should be so simple, even a fool in there. So I said, if you're a fool, if you worse than a fool, if you still err, see, you're worse than a fool. That means you fuel for the fire. Just simple. Then 1619 to 2019, a plague that killed the firstborn with a meaty fox. Oh, wait a minute, that killed the firstborn and pass over the true wit. So they tell you who the true seed Abraham is. Right? So 1619 to 2019, that's 40 years. 2020, COVID. It was killing the firstborn elderly across the planet. But it didn't affect Black Africa or Haiti, place where real black people exist. They weren't doing any social distancing, masking, any of that stuff, vaccines. And the people that claim they Israel, they got it worse. That right there, identified right on time. 2020, exactly right on time. 1619 or 2019, exactly play happened right on time. Did anybody call it? Oh, that's on page 75. What was it, 77 on Mr. Black Man, and page 56 on How to Live, and I think it's page 23 on I'll See If It Has Arrived, right? Oh, for All America, I know it's got to be on there. It got to be page 30 on that page. Well, it's got to be there. I know Farrakhan, he was definitely talking about that. I know he warned you that was going to happen, right? Oh, wait a minute, hold it. Oh, something happened. I guess he got sick, or he didn't speak to it until 7 months later. He lied about it. So nobody knew about it until March. Everybody knew about it in January. Because he wanted to put it after the so-called Savior's Day. Because when Savior's Day came on, he talked about was Kobe. He said nothing about that. Even when it was raging, the plague was raging. January, February, end of February, he still had mentioned there was not a peep about it. But in July, just right on time, he knew all about it, like everybody else. And he showed up with his mask. I said, why does he wear the mask? If it Passover, the first Passover original people, why are you wearing a mask, Farrakhan? Oh, wait a minute, that's right, yo. Your daddy is not original, is he? He's a devil. See, hey, wait, did I have to call AI to figure this out? Did I have to get a computer to figure this out? Did I do any of that? Hey, there's my little grandchild. Hey, oh, he just said, yeah, Dad, that was easy. I got that one. Okay, go on. I'll be with you a little bit. He said, damn, that was easy, Dad. Granddad, Papa. So how come they ain't getting it? You know why? Because like I say, worse the fools, men are devils or demons. And they're going to pay a price for that. And see, the whole point is that fear is going to really grasp them, because they're sitting around here, some of them don't believe anything at all. They're on Facebook, whatever, trying to make some likes and all that kind of stuff, right? They don't believe any of this stuff. But if they did, they wouldn't be acting like they're acting. So they don't believe any of it. So they see, it's like, the broke, rich people, identify as a female, whatever. See, the reason why, I don't want to go into detail here, brothers and sisters, but one of the reasons why we Adam have all this power, so people will come out because they think, hey man, nobody can mess with God, can't get us. We can go out here and tell the world, man, I identify as a monkey, I identify as a lady, and whatever. I can be anywhere because, hey, in America you can be where you want to be, and ain't nobody we got atomic bombs. God, they said they're gonna make war with God. They're making war with God right now. You don't understand it because they really believe in Satan. They tell you, what do they have to do? The God they're talking about, Jesus told you, Satan is the God of this world. That's the God they're worshiping. Look at their works. What are the works of this world? Genocide, murder, slavery, rape. The people that honor Jefferson, Washington, rapists, pedophiles, terrorists. How you maintain 400 years of slavery with terror? They say, y'all nice slaves, right? Y'all go out and work today, and we like you to work for 8 hours, 12 hours today, right? And y'all be good now, because we love you. Is that how you maintain 400 years of slavery? Or do you rape, kill, torture, feed shitlings? Maximum profit, minimum overhead, right? Hey, that's capitalism. That's the capitalism. So in other words, I work the hell out of you. I don't pay you nothing. I'm going to have to just give you enough fuel to keep you going. They fade you. How come Caucasians do not eat chitlins? Show me a Caucasian eat chitlins. They don't do it because they know what it is. No, it's shit. They fed to us stuff they was throwing away. They wouldn't even get to their dogs, but that kept us going. And I saw his presentation, the sister was explaining that it was so bad that the actual slaves originally only lasted about 4 or 5 years. You've been in your late teens or early 20s, and they're working so hard that you would be dead in 2 or 3 years. So they had to keep bringing new slaves to replace you. And then you fist bumping these assholes? These devils, you fist bumping with them? Hey man, you my bro? Really? Really? They did that to you, and they're still doing it now. They rape your women, your great grandma, everything else, fed them shit, put stuff in their mouths that shouldn't be in there, and all the stuff they was doing for hundreds of years. And hey, oh bro, how you doing, bro? Hey, really? And you think you're not gonna pay a price for that? It says all your secrets will be made known. And so when everybody sees, when your people see that that's where you was coming from, what you think they're gonna think about you? When you ain't got the devil to protect you with their atomic bombs anymore. So now you're exposed. Because they got you on video. Yeah, man, I said I was identified as a female, man. Okay, you got your videos on your ass. We're going to show it. What was that about, bro? Oh, man, I ain't know I was nothing. Like Martin Lawrence, he's a clown. He's showing our people as a clown. Okay, we're going to show the video. And see how people, when they mad and they finally wake up to who they are, see how they're going to enjoy that movie. See how they're going to enjoy that clip. Martin, Lawrence, what's the other? Chris Rock and all the other clowns. How do you think they're going to hear that? Great fear. It's coming. And we ain't talking about months away. We talking about days away, brothers and sisters. Like I said, I'm surprised that's happened already. I know we're in the time frame, but I said nobody knows that but Master Muhammad. And like Jonah said, man, what you waiting for? Everybody said you're waiting for. I know what you're waiting for, but that's another story together. Fear. Gonna rock the planet. Because if we're on the bottom, that means that everybody was on top of us. That means nobody helped us. If we was on the bottom, it means everybody had their foot on us. That's what the bottom means. You understand? And so we got to break a lot of legs going all the way to the top. And we're going to do it. Time of unprecedented trauma. It's going to be a war like you've never seen before. Let me give you a little. The first original being, I said, he was under, that individual being was under the total pressure. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but the total, the earth, it's in the universe, as the Quran tells you, and when the universe totally collapsed, and all that pressure. Right? I explain it, high conscious, all that stuff works, right? But at the other end, right, we had the original being hit me under intense pressure on the other side of it. See? That means to be a time of, you see what I'm saying? Because there's unprecedented both sides. It's just one side, one way is, right? It's tense compression, one side is tense expansion. So he got to bring everything back under control. See? When you control that, let me explain this. Fear is associated with control. So if you start losing control, fear replaces it. So that's why America's in fear now, because they're losing control. They have all this control, now it's losing it. And so fear is rising. But we've been under total fear for 40 years. They kept us in a state of fear. Okay? So to get out of that fear, we have to bring everything back under control. Then we'll be in paradise. But when we bring everything back under control, that means they're losing control. That means they're going to be more fearful. As we become less fearful, we become more fearful. What do you think it looks like? That looks like a hell of a war, doesn't it? Because they play so powerful. And we're so weak. We don't have any time, we don't have anything. So who could make war with the beasts? Who's like the beasts? It says only one person could do it, the Lamb. You see? So just like the original being, it was by itself, the Lamb is by itself too. They said, look around, no bones. You got to do it. But start off himself. He had to bring it all back in together. He had to start the process. Start bringing it all back together. Bring his people back together. Bring, right, the nation back together. Bring the male and female back together. You got to bring everything back together. Bring our mix back to our land. He's the one who got to do it, not Master Farah Muhammad, because he said Ancient of Days gives it to him after he does it. But now chapter 19 is about Master Farah Muhammad, so we can move on. Fear. Oh, you're going to see it in a minute. Nothing like fear, boy, to move you. But it could either transform you positively or negatively. Some of you could be transferred positively, right? Because fear make you get up and shout, hey, you fear being hungry, so you got to get a job, right? You got to do something. Fear can, or you can be fear, sit around here and, right, and get a heart attack because of fear. Fear can have fear is transformative, and for us, it's going to be right positive transformation. You see, fear these devils attacking us. Fear this whole thing collapsing. It's going to strike you as fear. Everything going to happen. It's coming all of a sudden as a snare. But as we try, you're going to see that's going to make you get together. So those four winds, what do you think those four winds about? They're about fear, fire. When four winds blow, that's going to make you, hell done broke loose, man. So let's get together. So now you want to be together now, because you're scared. That's what it says. Men's hearts failing them for fear, for those for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. If you understand, you keep talking about Europe, particularly America, right? For the powers of heaven, they would only be feared if their power was shaken, not your power was shaken. That means their power, they about to be defeated over where? In the heaven, in the Middle East. That's where heaven is. If heaven is beyond sun, moon, star, how could they know it? So it means that power is about to be broken in the Middle East. Who they get ready to go to war with? Iran. The power's about to be broken. And when it's broken, it's going to cause great fear. I mean, it's going to be such a defeat, such a defeat, so dramatic, that's going to cause them to have heart attacks. Because their whole thing, see, let me explain this a little bit. The whole thing is they're praying for this one, like the Bible says. Why are you praying for that? How you know it's in your favor? They're praying for this event in the Middle East, and this event's supposed to bring Jesus. And when Jesus comes, he's gonna get rid of Muslims. He's gonna get rid of Hindus. He's gonna get rid of niggas. He's gonna get rid of everybody, man. We're gonna be on. He's gonna come and be on top, and they're all fired up. And the evangelicals, man, they spend all this money over there all the time. They're all fired. Oh, they fired up, man. They want this war. Come on, man. We're going to bring Jesus in. We're going to have control. We're going to be paradise. We're going to have a Jesus forever. They're all fired up, man. Some of them almost having heart attacks now, so fired up. So that's where we're looking at it. And that's where they see it. See? That's the enemies. He's going to destroy our enemies. He's going to utterly destroy them. Right? And then, remember, that's the vision they have. And then when they defeat it, that vision flips on his head. And all of a sudden, they were thinking that was going to happen to everybody else. This is happening to him. And they're going to really know it's happened to him. Because they were absolutely sure it was going to happen to enemies. But now they see if false Israel goes down, that means they wasn't the true Abraham. That means they remember they're on top. And we're on the bottom. And we said we're true. They said they found we are. It means everything flips mentally. So now all that anger, all that energy they had, in their mind turns back on them. Heart attacks, strokes, seizures. Oh God damn! You see, gotta understand the nature of it. Overnight, bam! Because when it flips. Because they were absolutely sure it was going to happen to us. That absolutely sure reverse is going to happen to them. Now, if you know that these lions coming, you know absolutely sure these lions will eat you. You know, nothing you can do about it. If you're absolutely sure about that, you're going to go into shock. You have heart attacks and everything else if you know there's no way out. People without vision perish. Their vision is going to be destroyed. Because they got a fake vision right now. It's going to be totally destroyed. See, they tell you these things, but you never pay attention to them. You don't add them together. You don't connect the dots. People have a vision. See, we don't have a vision. They took our vision away. So we're perishing. But now all of a sudden, it flips. We get a vision, and they lose their vision. Immediately. And we get a vision. Measure the color. People said in darkness in the great light. Who said in darkness? Us. So now we get the vision. A complete, total, true vision. That they believe in that vision, but they think that vision refers to them. When they find it refers to us and it's against them, wow, what you think will happen? People without a vision, they would have no vision. Their visions just got destroyed. Hearts failing. Hope you understand. I'm trying to explain to you, brothers and sisters. But this is the man right here. His prescription. Oh, don't worry. See? And when we got it. And when that vision changed, what do you think will happen to him? He's going to be Gaddafi. I put a little thing out about Gaddafi. I don't really put dispersion on Muammar Gaddafi because he tried the black folks. He might have been an original man. He was Arab, but he was reaching out for black people, and he was trying to, he stood up against these devils and everything else, and he got betrayed, and the way they killed was a horrible way. They took a big sword and shoved it behind while he was alive, twisting around a little bit. That's evil. See? And what you think, when people's hearts fail for fear, they start blaming people. See, you start blaming people because you don't want to take it yourself. You're the reason why this, you caused this happen. Start blaming people. They try to offset that fear somehow. And so he been telling them, hey, don't worry about it, I got it under control. But his policies, it doesn't matter because what's going to happen is going to happen anyway. But they're going to blame him because he can't change it. It's connected. Like you cannot blame someone who tells you, right, that here's the summer and I'm gonna here's the winter, right, and I'm gonna keep the winter going, man, because we're powerful in the winter, right? And then spring comes in, and you blame him. Well, he couldn't stop. He may didn't even realize it, but he could not stop the spring from coming in. But they're gonna blame him, man. You told me, man, here's spring come in, and we losing our power and everything else. And you must be it's your fault. It's his fault. He may not lie. He may not realize there's a spring coming. He may well only experience the winter. But they're gonna say, man, his fault. You can't stop the spring from coming in. Like you can't stop what's about to happen. The new world's coming in. It's been energized and they can't stop it. So they think, oh, he got all these ideas. It's like, you trying to stop the spring. So you got all these wise people saying, how are we going to stop the spring from coming in? The wisest people. How do we stop? And they can plan and everything else. It doesn't mean, but they can plan all they want to. They cannot stop the spring from coming in, but they don't know that. That's why it says their wisdom be destroyed. Because they're wise people, they don't know that. And nothing they can do to stop spring from coming in. Absolutely nothing. But they don't know that. And they plan it. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, and everything else. And spring still rolls in. And the same thing right now. They cannot stop what's about to happen. They cannot stop our rise to the top. Only you could stop your rise to the top, not they. But they gonna blame him. Oh man, you told us, man, we was always gonna be a winner. And start getting warm, and you gonna say, well, we're gonna make it cold again. We're gonna make it cold again. You see? Why is it getting warm? Oh, don't worry, we're gonna make it cold again. But you told us we're gonna make it cold again. Why is it still getting hotter and hotter and hotter? You messed up, man. We voted for you, and you told us you're gonna make it cold again, and it's still getting hot and hot. Everything is melting. All our power is evaporating. Let's go down for this fool. Whoop. He gonna hit me a terrible end. I can tell you that right now. They're gonna blame him. Because he tell me he could change the season time. He cannot change it. He cannot stop the spring from coming in, but he's telling me he can. He's telling me we're gonna make America great, we're gonna hold America, keep America power, we're gonna take everything back. He can't. But he may think he can. And he tells the people he can. Because they know their power's in the winter. The spring comes in, they're on the bottom now. Their power evaporates. He said, no, I'm not going to let that happen. You understand? But he cannot stop it. For it's written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise. Because the wisdom of the winter won't work in the spring. Everything you try will not work. And everything he's trying, Trump is working, is backfiring on his ass. Everything. Because he can't stop the spring from coming in. He cannot do it. And who's the messenger of the spring? The messenger of the covenant. Can't stop him. Oh, they're trying, but he can't. I got this, right? I got the whole spring behind me, the whole season behind me. I got the whole universe behind me. I'm in tune with the universe. How in the hell you going to defeat the universe, fool? Well, I'm going to stop the summer spring coming in. Go ahead for it. And he's talking about spring. He already talking about spring coming in. Go ahead, go for it. Come after. Come on. Because I'm the personification of the spring. They tell you, Suleiman, messenger, it's personification of the spring. So you better off trying to put out the sun than trying to put him out. I'm gonna put the sun out. I'm gonna stop the spring coming in. Well, that's what you're trying to do if you're trying to come against him, because he's a personification of it. If you understand the scripture at all. Because he's total sync with it. See? Elijah was a personification. That's why you could do anything with him. Of his transition. See? That's why I put him, okay, now it's time the spring come in. So start preparing the way for the spring. Prepare the way for the message of the covenant. But you got to climb him. Wait, Elijah. Okay. That's what's going on, bro. I can't make it any simpler than that. Maybe I can, I don't know. 19. Revelation 19. But first, talk up the things. You know why they call them pastors? You know, I thought about that, pastors, because they're always reaching to the past. That's what we're talking about. See, and they're pastor, of idiots. Pastors. Reaching for the past. You got pastors of every so-called religion out there. Oh wow! And they remember the common denominator is their mission is always the last one. Nobody ever coming after them. That's always the same bullshit. Nobody coming after Jesus. Nobody coming after Muhammad. Nobody coming after Moses. Nobody coming after Elijah. Same old song. And you know what the most stupid part of this whole thing is? They think anybody cares that they backwards like that. Because all they do is identify themselves so we can easily get rid of them. Because they're ignorant, dumbass people. We don't want them anyway. We want them to stay ignorant, dumbass because we don't want them to get help. Then we have to clean them up after they get there. See, we don't want no roaches and ants. No, we clean. When we move, we get rid of all the pests and everything so we don't take to the next house with us. Somebody think, oh man, I ain't gonna be. Have you ever seen me ask anybody to come over here? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen me ask anybody anything? Ask for money, anything? I'm just getting information. If you can't handle it, I'd rather you stay away. Because you're the problem. You take my time, tell me your bullshit. I don't want to hear it. Why I want to listen to a blind man when I got eyes can see? See, a blind person, all they know is what they've experienced already. That's all they know. They walk around, okay, I felt this way, so this is the way to go, this here. See, they don't know it. They can't read a map to see further down. All they can know is that they do Cain, and they know how to go from here to there, or to go to this particular store, because they felt their way through it. They remember the path they took. They can't go see beyond that. All they know is, so they keep telling you, hey man, this is the way to go to the store. Or how you go to the store? I don't know. I know how to go to this store. Now you can see. So where you going, man? I'm going. Hey man, how you? They want to tell you, no, this way you go this way, man. You go this way. You turn out here. You count 5, 10 steps, and you ain't got to be doing all that. But they don't know you can see. So they're telling you stuff that's backwards. That's all they know is what they experienced already. That's all they know. And what you can see, you don't need all that garbage. So why would you waste time listening to them? Oh man, well I'll tell you how you get there. You count 50 steps, you make a left, and then you make another 35 steps, you make a right, and and you get the door, and there's some steps that go up, this amount of steps, whatever. And when you gonna meet this person, right? And you meet them, right? How do you know I met the person? Well, ask who they are. Ask who they are, because you don't know what they look like. You're gonna feel their face. And that's what you hear from these people. What did you hear from them? They didn't see COVID coming. That was an easy call. 1619, 2019, 400 years. A plague that would kill the firstborn means the elderly and pass over the original people. That was an easy call. It didn't affect Black Africa. It didn't affect, hey, they places where rude Black people are. It didn't affect them. But it killed everybody else. Then it wiped out everybody else. And it really struck false Israel. I mean, it really hit them hard. Yeah, they put them in Passover. And according to the truth of Abraham. I didn't wear a mask. I didn't wear that stuff. They didn't wear masks in Africa. They didn't do social distancing. They didn't do no vaccinations. I didn't do any of that stuff. Only time I had to do it, if you went in the store, you got to wear a mask on. Right? And I got a whiff of it, I think, because I had a cough for a couple of days. Not about it. It didn't kill me. I didn't worry about it. And nobody in my family I knew of worried about. My wife sure didn't. We went on like our business. And wasn't none of that. I told her, I said, you don't have to worry about this. I said, I already told you about it. I told you it was coming. Here it is. You got to worry. It's not going to affect you. Unless you're a demon. Apparently she's not a demon because she's still here. Right. That's another story again. I wonder. That's another story. But that's what it is. They always tell you, oh man, see, because blind people all they know is about the past. They can't see the future. All they know is about the past. And they try to bring you, because they blind, and they will try to pin they know something. Everybody wants to know something, right? They be a smart guy. I'm the smartest blind guy out there. So listen to me. Well, why would I listen to you? I don't care how smart you are. You're blind, fool. These clowns can't ask you anything. I'm going to go in that in a minute. They can't tell you anything. They can't tell you about abomination desolation. That's what that is. They couldn't tell you. That's what abomination desolation. I told you about that before it can't happen. I'm talking about, I got a presentation out there right now. I told about it a couple of years before it even happened. They don't even know what it is right now when I tell them. They ain't see this war coming between China and India. I talked about it a few days ago before it happened. I said that's going to be on fire in a minute. Got the presentation to prove it. So what are you seeing? You ain't seeing a goddamn thing. Oh, I got the Quran. Well, how come you ain't talking about what's going on right now? I don't see no as soon as I explain what's going on right now. They see any of this coming. None of it. They see any of it coming. Zero. So-called people coming in, Jews, they got the Torah. They ain't see any of this coming either. None of it. People, the so-called Christians, they ain't seen none coming. Look on it. Look what they said. Look all over the YouTube, every else. See if they explain it. So any of this coming. And on top of that, none of them, they didn't see any of it coming, but they don't even can't explain what it is right now. They don't know what's happening right now. They sure hell can't tell you what the outcome is going to be. That's why Farrakhan said, God told him to shut up because you goddamn lie. He don't know. That's why, God told me to shut up. But he's supposed to be the watchman. What bullshit. They don't know what, they didn't see any of this coming, and I've been talking about for years. They've shut down my platform a couple of places. I still got one. And to go back several years. All this stuff I'm talking about right now, I was talking about years ago before it happened. Years ago before it happened. Years. In detail. First time, Armageddon will start in Europe. Where? I was in Armageddon. It's going to spread. I said, you're a liar. I said, you're wrong. I said, the hotspot could be in the Middle East before October 7th, 2023. So they thought peace and safety is like what happened, then it broke out. And that's the first stage of war for war in heaven. Second stage is when Iran and America get into it, which will be any day now. So not only tell you what happened, but it has, before it happened, tell you what, right? What will happen and how it's going to turn out. How can you beat that? In simple forms. And get the math behind it so you can understand yourself. Not only I tell you these things, but I'll show you how you figure it out yourself. Get the math. And I ain't asked you for anything. And I sure don't want your ass over here. Follow me. I never asked for follow. I don't even want to. People that know me know that you're more likely to get your ass thrown out here than be pulled in. Because people come over here and most of them get thrown out. Because I ain't got time for bullshit. I ain't never asked anybody to follow me anyway. The people that came here, they came on their own. They would get no invitation, anything from me. And I let them know quick if you ain't on if you're a problem, you got to go. I don't want your money. You can't get. I don't want anything from you. I'm just getting information. So if you got a problem with that, then hell, that's your problem. See, the thing is that we don't understand. People don't understand is that if you tell somebody, get some information and they don't follow it, whose problem is that? That's theirs, not mine. Unless I'm investing in them somehow, that's your problem. And if you go back and look at what Jesus talked about of the Bible, right? He prayed that fool would never understand. Because we don't need them. It's all about culling. All this is about, that's why the tribulation is a furnace to burn off the impurities, the demons and everybody else. That's to purify them, because we don't want you. So that's the last time I'm going to say this. Get the hell out of my goddamn face. Just don't come over here calling me, texting me enough. Just stay away from me. Did I make clear enough for you? So don't waste time. I'm not going to waste time with you. You're going to try to tell me what Elijah said. Elijah, a great man. It says, but even the lowest in heaven will be greater than him. That's what the Bible says. Even the lowest in heaven will be greater than him. Because he never got this information I'm giving you. He never got the math behind it. He never broke the 7 seals. He never said he broke it. Well, if he broke it, how come you don't know anything about it? He never told you particularly what's going to happen and then how it's going to turn out. It's not the message. What's going on right now? If how come you didn't see it coming? You said you got a message of black man, you got for America. And I said, how come you didn't see what's going on right now? If you did, how come you didn't talk about it? How do you see COVID? How do you see this war going on right there? How do you see any of this stuff? How come you see any of it? Why don't you see any of it? You're so wise. So that's it, F out of my face. I can't say it enough. I'm going to say it last time. Stay away from me. Or you'll get your feelings hurt. I ain't here to please you. I ain't here to convince you. I ain't here to save you, to tell you the truth. I'm here to get information. You have to save yourself. You have to climb the ladder yourself. I ain't come here to save you either. I come to clean you up if you want to be cleaned up. But if you look closer, you have to seek me. If you read Mark, you had to come to me. That means you show that you want to be cleaned up. Okay, you want to get your mind back. The man had to come to him to get his mind back. So I saw Jesus from a distance, and then he ran and submitted to get. You had to come to me to get it, because I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to wipe your ass. I'm not here to kiss your ass or anything. I'm here to give information, and if you accept it or reject it. And then when time comes, Michael, Master from Muhammad, he takes me and my people out. The ones I ain't got to argue with and fight with and all that kind of stuff. That's the elect. Lamb's Book of Life. What is that? You know what that is. So keep out your ignorance. So it's easy to identify you, so I don't have to worry about you. Because that's part of my job, to clean it up. And if you identify yourself who you are, that's right. It's like sometimes you see a little roach around, right? If he had stayed quiet in the corner, you would never notice him. But he moves, then you got him. If he was in the corner, laying back in the cut in the corner, right, you'd never notice him. He'd still be alive. But as soon as he moves, you say, oh, then that's his ass. So why don't you be smart like the roach? Just be quiet and stay in the corner. Leave me the F alone. That's the hardest part of this whole mission, dealing with you fools. That's what Jonah had a problem with. Dealing with you fools. Because you keep coming with your bullshit. I don't want to hear it. I'm not interested in it. You hear me asking anybody for information? I'm here to give information. You're the ones ignorant with your bullshit. So it's the last time I'm getting all week. I've been on this because I had a couple of situations this week, right? And contact me and I'm saying, man, come on, man, I ain't got time for this crap. You contact me, you come here, want some information, okay? Don't come here and give me information because I ain't interested in. There's no information you have that I'm interested in because you don't know, you're blind, you don't know what's going on. So how the hell are you gonna come and tell me something? I don't need your ignorant vector. So that's part of the mind. Let me say this. I never said this before, right? I said your mind feeds information to your brain. It's a difference. You have a mind and a brain. Your mind, but your mind also is like, I talked about this in the past, right? They call it like a compiler. You haven't talked about this in a long time. Let me explain this. In computers, they're called, they might call it different names, right? But say like in COBOL is language, right? When you take and prepare, you have to go through a process of prepare to get in the computer. You write the code, but then you have to before you put it in the computer, you have to put this process where it has to be check the code to make sure everything right. Because once you get in the computer, it can't be all messed up. So to accept it, right? And you got this compiler also take and say, okay, do a checking to see what's good, what's bad, and rejecting information that's bad, so it doesn't get in the computer. So that's part of your mind process. That's part of your mind process to be able to take, because once you get in your brain, you're going to calculate it. That's why I have to compile it to make sure you don't get wrong information into the computer, because it's going. Well, I'm getting ready to go off track if I go with that. But yeah, I'm not going to go with that. Not today. But let me say, well, I shouldn't have gotten this. Your brain is like a computer. It is, it just calculates. Just like your hard drive. But your software takes and gives it information to calculate. So whatever information you get, that's going to calculate. But it's important you have a premise. So in other words, you say what your information is a facts. So if you say a fact is that birds can fly, then it gets there, and then you ask a question, what happens if a dog and a cat get in a fight? Well, no, cats can fly, they just fly away. Well, how come I saw a situation where a dog caught a cat? Then it gets confused because cats can't fly. But it thinks it can fly because that's information you told it's a fact. That's why mass farm became an actual fact. I'm getting far astray here, brothers and sisters. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you got to be careful of the facts because our people are giving bad facts. That's where you got to see. It said to give a new brain, to give a bad mind, and his mind has bad facts. So they calculated, and remember those are vectors. They're calculating with bad facts. So they're making bad decisions. They think Jesus is going to come and save them, right? They think Jesus is going to put food on their table, right? They hear a man, he done worked his ass off, put food on the table, they thanking Jesus for it. I wish, I wish somebody in my family, I done worked on, put my food on the table, you coming out, Jesus? And your ass to be out the damn window. Ain't no goddamn Jesus putting no food on my plate. I worked hard for that. And how you make the man feel? He busts his ass to put that food on the table. He's going, well, Jesus did it. Okay, well, next week, put Jesus on the table. I'm going to go take a break. See, you need to stop this crap. But that's the stuff you put in your brain. And they're all bad facts. But your brain won't calculate, so you can make decisions based on that. Because if you believe that, you're going to set a table. It's obvious that your daddy put that food on the table, but you praising Jesus. Now that don't make no goddamn sense. But the point is, that's because that's the facts you got. That's making bad decisions. Right? So the problem, part of mine is to make sure you don't get bad information in, to block it. See, that for me, I won't accept anything in my mind unless I can prove it. That's no story. The guy I was telling my wife about that this morning. We was talking, went out for a walk, right? If I can't prove it mathematically, I want to say, I'll let it get into my mind. So then my mind, because mind will feed that to my brain, and it's going to feed the bad information. I'll make bad decisions. That's why I got the Injil. You understand? So the thing is that's why you got these people running. Muhammad's the last one. Prophet Muhammad the last one. Moses. See, then you let that stuff get into your brain, and then so you're gonna make decisions based on that nonsense. So you're blocking vectors. See, you have a vector blocker. It takes vectors to block it. It takes vectors to block a vector. But you have to use some of your energy for that. Because if you don't use the energy to protect your mind, then your mind's going to be uncontrolled by somebody else. And we lost control of our minds. We have enough energy to protect our minds. They took control of it. And so when they took control, they control our actions, what we do, how we think. Because they control the information that we get. And so we're thinking backwards, acting stupid and everything else because of bad information, which is vectors. So now you got to use enough energy. Now we have enough energy, but you still got to know to do it. That's why I tell everybody, do not accept anything I say on face value. Check it. I give you the means to protect it. I give you the mass protected to check it. I don't want you to set it on face value because then you ain't no good to me either. Because then if you do that for me, you do it for other people too. You understand what I'm saying? So when these people come to you with that's negative vectors. Don't listen to them. Because if you listen to them, right, you let those vectors get in. And so if you identify right off, I mean, if someone come to you like, right, that's why devils they come in demons, so you don't recognize them, so they can slip those victors in without you recognize it. Once you understand, that's why Farrakhan tell the devil's not a devil anymore. So therefore, because if you knew it, once he tell you devils, you don't accept those vectors anymore. You block them. But the demons, you can't block because you think they're like you. So their vectors get in. That's why it's so dangerous. The Farrakhan tell you what devils ain't devils anymore. So now you letting the vectors in again. So that's why Islam is dead over there. They're letting those vectors in. Because he said, hey, you can accept them in. You can accept their lies. You can accept their bullshit. You accept those vectors. I keep it's all vectors. It's all forces. So you don't protect yourself from it because you say, hey. But once you understand, identifies, Elijah Muhammad showed you how to protect yourself from that, to protect your mind. That's what that's what the whole thing Master Muhammad was doing. To be yourself. He was showing you how to protect your mind, show you who everybody is, right? It's the people that, he didn't tell you everybody, he told you specifically, because you in this situation, he didn't tell you the whole world. He explained the general. He told you, because if you're in a fight, you got to deal with the person in front of you. Don't worry about the next fight. Do the person. He was telling you how to deal with the person right here in front of us. Right in front of us. You understand? He's a devil. Don't listen to anything you say. He's wicked 100%. So that means don't accept any vector you say. Nothing. Farrakhan said, no, that means all humanity says all are wicked, no, not one. I mean, all of them are wicked, yeah. Well, none of them are righteous, no, not one. But well, if that's true, Farrakhan, so that means you ain't no damn good either. Ain't you part of humanity? So why we listen to you? See all the bullshit? And so right now, that's how, because when Elijah was blocking the vectors. He was blocking because they wasn't doing it themselves. He was blocking those negative vectors. And once he left, then boom. There was no protection. He was their bulletproof vest. When the bulletproof vest off, boom, they started. And so once he left, there was no. They didn't listen to him. If they listened to him and held it to heart, they would never set Farrakhan. So Farrakhan just said, okay, move that bulletproof vest off, and now boom, you get bullet shots every day. Boom, boom, just bombarding your brain with negative vectors. See, Scientology. See, what's his name? Whatever his name is, right? And all this other bullshit. And those ain't those no more. And you gotta think analytically. And Farrakhan's bullshit. And we ain't going nowhere. And all that stuff, see? You lost your protection. You take away his negative vectors. So now you're acting like, that's why he said he'd make a nation on a laughing stock. And that's what it's done. Because you have no protection. So Master Suleiman's coming and, right, to show you how to protect. And that's it, but he's not going to make you do it. See, because Master Muhammad's going to shut this thing down. See? He gonna blunt the power of their vectors. See, when he says, okay, part of the vectors is this technology and everything else, you gotta have jobbers. The whole idea is this remember, thoughts are vectors. So the whole idea of this reality is vectors. And so you set all that stuff is bombarding you. So once it's shut down, those vectors will be gone. You gotta have a job, right? You gotta do this, you gotta vote. All these ideas, they're vectors. And once they're gone, they're not affecting you anymore. He's gonna shut them down. Okay? And that's when Master Suleiman, the messenger of covenant come, right? And he gives you those that will accept it, your mind, so you can sort out those negative vectors, and also you got a mind that all the actual facts, true vectors, to feed your brain. What he said? He says, why do you love dogs eating bread with wrong food? You talking about eating children? No, he's talking about the food that you feed your brain. Move on, brothers and sisters. I went too long with that. Right. Okay. But there's pastors, that's why I call pastors, because they preach and reach into the past. I don't want to go back 1,500 years ago to Prophet Muhammad. I don't go 2,000 years ago back to Jesus. I don't go 4,000 years back to Moses. I don't go 500 years back to Adam. I don't go 40 some years back to Elijah. We moved to the past where the message of the covenant said the message of the past. The message of the covenant was the message of the a vision about something in the future. What's a vision of the past? What the hell is as good as that? That's not a vision. That's a nightmare. The vision of the future. And that's where he comes. That's the message of covenant. So he's telling you to step into the future. And all these clowns trying to pull you back in the past. Oh man, let's go back to the Sunnis, man. They Farrakhan tell you got back to Sunnis in 1,500 years. How come the Sunnis don't know what's going on right now? How come they don't know what's going on right now? You see anything on there telling you explain what's going on right now? And what's about to happen? You see anything about that? You see about the falls there? You see anything about a message black man, how he can live? You see anything on there? No, you don't. They're blind. So they're trying to pull you back there. I don't want to go back there. I mean, if message black man and fall of America, all that stuff, what the hell I need to be figuring out the Injil for? It tells you those are the last books. So this stuff is clear. I'm moving on, brothers and sisters. So this stuff is very simple. But like I said, if you don't get it, then it means you're too weak-minded to get it, to move to the next level. And we don't want you. We don't want handicapped mental issues. No, we don't want that. We're not going to have it. Blind guides. Now, Master Muhammad. This Injil 19 is about Master Muhammad. Now, ask who Michael is. They can't tell you who Michael is. Hey, who is? I don't know what. But Michael's supposed to deliver us. So how will you not know who the deliverer is? They don't know shit. They don't. But someone's so prideful. And we're going to deal with that too. So proud. Oh man, I know, man. What do you know? Well, I know something. What do you know? You don't know. Well, maybe you do know shit. That's probably all you do know. Because you just talk to them 5 seconds, you know they don't know anything. And that's the 5 seconds wasted. Because the only thing you really have in life is, the only thing you really have is time. So why would you spend the time with a fool? That's the only thing you really ever have is time. When time runs out, so somebody wastes your time, they can't give it back to you. Time is, like I said, time is like money. So here you a millionaire, right? And then you give them $1,000 everybody you see. How long do you think you'll stay a millionaire? Don't waste time with those fools. Once you see that that's where they come from, bye. Just walk away from them. They say, rude, okay, rude, whatever, just keep going. And believe me, like I said, if you're out there and you keep moving, the fools can't keep up with you. After a while, you look around, only people gonna be around you is people that keep up with you. Just keep moving. It's when you stand still that things get corrupted. A river that's not moving, it gets corrupted. It gets disease and foam and everything else. But that river keeps flowing. It's healthy. Keep flowing, keep moving. Don't stop. Hey, bro, I just said, keep on going. Don't you waste time like they wasn't even there. Because they're really not there. You know where they are? They're in the past. So why you keep looking back in the past? You keep looking at the past, you're going to stumble into something. The past. There's echoes of the past. And pretty soon they won't be around here because the past is rapidly ending. It's ever ending. So if they want to talk about this past, step into the future. Step into the future with the angel mind. Let me say one more thing about that. Now, see score Elijah, folks. Now, Elijah taught. See, that shows how stupid they are. They're dumb. So why would you waste time with that? Elijah taught that. Oh, they write scripture every 24 to 25,000 years, right, for a whole cycle, right? And then those books are revealed by a messenger or something when they're appropriate time. Because you have different seasons. Because if the thing remains the same, you just reveal all at once. No. So the crown was revealed at a period of time. Torah was revealed because they was the book for that season. And the crown was successful for 1,000 years because it was because that's the knowledge you need for that period of time. So you say, so according to everything Elijah taught everything, we're 16,000 years into this 24,000 year cycle. 16,000, that means what, 8,000 years left, right? So Elijah's the last, like they say. Then who's going to give us the next 8? Who's going to give us the script for the next 8,000 years? See how dumb that shit is? He gonna come back and he gonna be around for the next 8,000 years? Who's gonna give us scriptures? How many more scriptures are there? Because time keeps changing. And then what's for the next 24,000 years? So who's gonna, it says it's gotta be somebody that's gonna give it to us. But he said he's the last one. So how dumb that shit is. Oh, he says, yeah. Change the channel. I don't want you listening. If you don't like the way I talk, I'm not here. I'm not like Farrakhan. See, reading Farrakhan can be so nice and everything because he wants your money. You gotta be nice. You say something you don't like, then all of a sudden he lose that's his income. So you gotta be nice to keep you coming in and keep you feeding him. And the sisters he pimping them, got him out to do fundraisers. Now, I've never did anything like that. So I ain't doing that because I ain't looking. If you ain't here, if you ain't right and you ain't for real and you ain't on this message, I don't want you here. In fact, once I detect that you ain't, you out of here like that. Ask anybody that's around. Ask anybody that's around. It ain't easy to stick around me, I tell you that. See, this is right here. Talk about the simplicity that is in Christ. But I fear, least by any means, as a serpent beguiles Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity. In other words, the angel is simple. I mean, but the message is simple. But your mind's corrupt. You can't see it because you're beguiled by some fool and you're listening to him. In the case of serpent, in other cases, Farrakhan. They all this complex bullshit. Like these 5%, they all this and the simple stuff they can't see. They can see all this complicated stuff. They don't have no idea what it means. But you come and say, make it simple. Oh, I can see it. 5 plus 5 plus 5 times 9 minus 3 is equal some number, right? And somebody come and tell you, well, okay, the same number, right? 10 plus 13 is equal to 23. You can't see that, but you can see all this complicated stuff. It may not even be right anyway. All this complicated stuff, which makes no sense, because all the stuff they're giving you is complicated, and you have no idea what it means. You don't know what the revelation means. None of you know. You tell me, I know what this person. Okay, tell me. You should know the whole book, because you broke the seals. Unless you broke seals, you don't know anything about it. That's what Scripture says, unless you call Scripture a lie. Oh, well, the Bible is corrupt. Well, then why would the Quran say you must believe in it? It says you got to believe in what was revealed to you before you. So that means Allah is a liar? That means he can't protect his own word? This is the last time I'm going to get on that mess, bro. I said, I spent this week talking about that, mostly because anybody that's listening to this, paying attention, this is for your purpose. Stay away from those fools. Don't give them the time of day. Once they reveal themselves, just get away from it as fast as you can. And get you some deodorant and spray back on. Not to go with it. Defect it. Make sure none of that shit get on you. You get your bowel disinfected. When they come around, and keep on going. Because they stink. They're funky. They're dumb, ignorant. So get some disinfectant and keep on going. Or what's an insect repellent? Not repellent. Yeah, well, that'll do it too. Repellent or right. Anything. Just. In short, that's what Elijah said. In short, the truth be made so simple a fool could not err. That's what Elijah said. But they want to tell all this crazy stuff. So let's move on, brothers and sisters. Oh, I can't be 2 hours doing this. Oh man, wow, okay. This is the last time I'm gonna get on this subject, brothers and sisters. Behold, see, how can you misread this? Behold, I will send a messenger. He shall prepare the way before me. Okay, you say Elijah prepared the way before him. Master from Muhammad. How does that make any sense? Well, Master Muhammad prepared the way for Elijah, so it couldn't mean that. How did Elijah prepare? Well, and if he did, how come where's Elijah should be here right now? If that was the case, Elijah should still be here right now. If you're preparing the way for him, he's gone. And Lord, you see, shall suddenly come his temple. Whose temple? It says temple, not mosque, not church. So we're talking about the nation of Islam. So we're talking about Malachi here, and we're talking about Elijah. So God, we're talking about the nation of Islam. So he says, come even the messenger of the covenant, who you delight in. Behold, shall come, says the Lord of hosts. So, Master Muhammad is the Lord of hosts. So he ain't talking about himself. He says he will come. He's talking about himself. He says he will come. He's coming. And it tells us, it scripture, who may abide the day of his coming, who shall stand when he appear, because it ain't going to be no bullshit. He ain't about any bullshit. For he is like a refiner's fire, like full of soap. And his brother keeps saying some other kind of soap. I would suggest he say full of soap, keep it simple, right? I ain't saying he's wrong. We try to keep it consistent here. Remember resonance? Right? He shall sit as a refiner, a purifier of silver, shall purify the sons of Levi. They don't know who the sons of Levi are. You ask these fools who's sons, they wouldn't tell you. As gold and silver, they shall offer, okay. See? So that means the messenger, he's a messenger too. I was saying there's two messengers here. My messenger and then a messenger of covenant. Oh, Elijah, last one. See what I'm saying? That's how ignorant they are, how stupid they are. Leave them alone. Don't try to convince them. If you find yourself in a lion's den, keep quiet. Otherwise, you're going to turn into lion shit. Jesus said, it said in the Bible, says, do not give your pearls to pigs, swine, because they'll stump your pearls in the ground and turn on you. So don't wake those fools up. Don't give me any information. Leave them alone, and they're blind. Like Christ said, leave them alone. They're blindly wandering on. Because if you wake them up, then they're going to attack you. So leave them dumb and blind, right? until the flood come and take their us away. That's why I keep saying in the last few days, to make you understand that. Don't waste time with them. At none. If they come and ask questions, want to learn, them is the one you want to talk to. They come try to tell you something, boom. Pull out your bug spray, the disinfectant, whatever, gone. They're simple. Two messengers here. Elijah's a messenger, and then the messenger come to his temple. Messenger of the covenant. Future, not the past. Okay, let's walk through this quickly. Like I said, Moses come. Moses, the last one. Ain't nobody coming after him. You heard that before, right? Right. So what happens? When Jesus shows up, I don't hit on Jesus. But Jesus bear witness to Moses. Say he came from the same place Moses come. He's just a new season now. See, Moses said Moses was the winter. So now Jesus is spring. So it's spring now. We can't deal with what Moses said. Go to spring now. His message was for the winter. I don't want no goddamn Jesus. They tried to kill him, right? But then who win? Because they couldn't stop the spring coming, could they? They stopped the spring coming in. They stopped Jesus' message from taking over. The Catholics, Catholicism, they put the Jews down, didn't they? And then Muhammad come, I don't want no goddamn Muhammad. I don't want that. So new season came in. He come in this summer. Oh, I don't want that. I like the spring. I don't want to hear that shit. Okay. What happened? Spring come in anyway, didn't it? Put down when summer come in anyway, put down the spring. He put down the Catholics, didn't he? The Romans and the Catholic Church, he put it down, didn't he? Because as soon as the season came in, they couldn't stop it. See? And then what happened? The Adam comes in. I don't want Adam. I make mischief. I don't want that. That's the jinn. That's the Sunnis talking about. Sunni Arabs. I don't want that crap. Okay. Winter's coming in again. Here comes the winter. I don't want that. Yeah, but it's winter. And that's, you have to adapt to the winter if you want to survive. I don't want that. I'm not going to listen to that crap, man. I'm going to stick with the fall or summer or whatever. I don't want that crap. What happened? Winter came in, didn't it? Could they stop it? Who was ruling during the winter? Who was ruling during the fall with Muhammad? Who was ruling during the summer with Jesus? You see what I'm saying? Who was ruling? They came in. And then Master Muhammad shows up. He said, okay, it's time. Spring's starting to come in now. Okay, Elijah, get ready. Start preparing for the spring. You see? I am that I am. See? Start preparing for the spring. I don't want that. Don't listen to the Muslims, the Muslims. Don't listen to them over there. And even within here. Right? See? Because he come and announced that spring is on the way. Spring wasn't here yet. Announced the spring's on the way. His spring's going to be in a couple of months. We're still winter, but spring's on the way. So get prepared for it. So he didn't bring in the spring. See, because the time with the spring wouldn't come into 2019, 2020. But he says here, it's about to come in, so start getting ready. So he said Elijah, start getting people ready for the spring coming in, right? I don't want that shit. I want math. So they came after Elijah. For 7 years he was on the run, because even from his own relatives, because they didn't want Master Muhammad had to say. He was still right. He was still a winner. He was still right. He was preparing you. That means you had to. How you prepare for the spring? You can't. If you don't survive the winter, you can't prepare for the spring, can you? You won't be around for the spring. So there was preparation. This Elijah, Master Muhammad was preparing you for the spring, but he had to get you to protect you because you wasn't had no protection in the winter. You was freezing to death. So he said, well, this is how you have to deal right now. So when spring, when the covenant comes, spring comes, you be ready for it. So you start building duties for yourself. Because he's still telling you how to deal with this society here. And I was telling you how to deal with this society. He wasn't telling you how to deal with the hereafter. Tell you how to deal with this society. How to big jobs, how to build everything, how to build in America. He wouldn't tell you about how to build in the future, because you're freezing to death here. And so matter of fact, I'm going to come and say, hey, spring is coming. About people freezing to death, you got to teach them how to deal with this cold, so they can survive to the spring. When the message is coming to come, and boom, in the spring. Is that simple enough for you? I don't want that shit. I don't want Elijah. I don't want Master Muhammad. See? Elijah came here, right? Who was successful? He was. He was. He put him down. And then this is a curious one right here. Aaron. Now nobody wanted Aaron. The God didn't want Aaron. Only Elijah wanted him. He got mad at Elijah for one. They said, well, what about this? That means he. And see, that's why I say you have to tell the truth. He's no good. He's no good. He's son of perdition. He's son of a devil. But we don't play games here. We don't sit around and we tell you exactly the truth about it. I can lie about it. I'm not going to lie about it. I don't lie about it. I lie to my enemies. I definitely do that. Well, if you don't lie to your enemies, then you're a fool. Right? So you can tell them what's happening. Right? He said if the enemy knew what time his house broke into, right, he would prevent it. So you want to tell him the truth. See? So the thing is, you got to look, try to understand what's going on. Okay, Elijah had to be taken out of the way because they was plotting against him. Some perdition of his people was plotting against him. But see, Elijah had to prepare the way, and their whole idea was destroy. Remember, they're against Elijah because he's a son of perdition. He's a son of a devil. He's a demon. But what was it Elijah had to prepare the way? What was it? How did he prepare the way? What he had to prepare the way for? And what was the means by what? No, not the means, but how I say? He was preparing the way, but what was it? Not the preparation. What was? He had to prepare something for the message of covenant, right? But it said the message of covenant would come to his temple. So how could he come to the temple? There was no temple. You see what I'm saying? But Elijah was gone. Okay. So Aaron, right? He kept it going, but he corrupted it. That's what Scripture says. Right picture, but his value was, it's like the devil's value was in the Holocaust. We was afflicted and everything else, but that kind of pressure caused us to be transformed positively. Be kings, be gods and goddesses. I know it's complicated. I'm saying, once you got to understand mathematics, it's not complicated anymore. So the thing is that when you look at the Scripture, it says, well, it says when thrones are cast down and they just set, whose thrones are cast down? Where they set? They had to be there. If Elijah was gone, had to be there. And that's what Farrakhan's job was, to keep it going, even though he corrupted it. He's no good. But he was sitting in Elijah's seat. But he would be destroyed. It says, because if he was out of the picture, who would care? It says, son of perdition, who the Lord would consume with spirit of his mouth, but destroy at the brightness of his coming. So he had a purpose. It's like the devils had a purpose. Adam had a purpose. Make me to shed blood. Yeah, but he served a purpose. Son of perdition served a purpose too. To hold that seat available that Elijah Muhammad, that Master Muhammad set up, and Elijah Muhammad was the caretaker of it, right? So, in other words, so he wouldn't have to start an organization. The organization would already be there. He's got to clean it up. Why he got to clean it up? Because he effed it up. You put the pieces together. Why he got to clean up? So that was his purpose, just to hold that organization together. Elijah, otherwise it would have gone. Then Elijah's work was in vain, because Master Muhammad started. Elijah Muhammad was a built organization that soon would take over, give them mind, and then it was their organization that would go get the rest of the people. And that's the way it works. And he'll be destroyed. It says he'd be cast down. Some just cast down. Accused of our brother be cast down. The thrones were cast down because they was no good. But They had the value was to hold an organization together. But he talking about he rebuilt nation. He didn't rebuild that damn thing, but he did hold it together. That was his purpose. See? Now I could go and twist it around. I'll tell you, if you get confused, that's your problem. I'm just telling you how it works. You see the mathematics of it. They said, well, if they're plotting against his lives, he can't be there. How is he going to prepare the way? What do you mean? When the measure come, you mean he got to build an organization too? And get, how are you going to do all that? And break this, you can't, So he at least had an organization set there, right? Because they would come to him. And Legion, Louis Eugene Grant, and I would try to prevent it. That's what it says in Mark. Hey man, we try to prevent it. Because that's what it says in there. It says, when Moses went to Aaron's camp, he says, those with the Lord come with me. You see? So they wasn't really with Farrakhan, they was just there. That's what it says right there. But they were seeking the medicine of the covenant. They was there in the temple, but they wasn't in the temple because they were seeking something to come. So the person that was controlling the temple, they wasn't seeking that person. They were seeking somebody to come. It's all there, brothers. So let me move on. I mean, I could tell a lot. He just no good. But I spend everything, bro. So I don't leave anything out. So you understand what's going on. This ain't about lying and deceiving. Because that right there, somebody could jump on that and say, yeah, see, he must be all right. God put him, he preserved the temple. I can't see. They want to go that way, fine. I don't hide stuff. See, it'd be easier. It wouldn't be easier because you consequence. You just say, man, yeah, don't explain that to you about how he had to hold on to it. Because that's a good guy. It always sounds like the devils are good devils because they turn us into gods. No, they're not. Fire can have, if you put something in the furnace, fire can either be a positive and negative thing. It burns up all the impurities, but it purifies the gold. So is fire good? Some cases it is, sometimes it ain't. But once you get to purify the gold or silver, whatever it is, you turn it off. So that was their purpose. They're the furnace of affliction. I will try you in the furnace of affliction. Then you put it together. The furnace of affliction, there's a hard cause. To purify us. Turns into gods. Gods and gods is male and female. If you read Genesis, put a timeline, it's going to happen in the last 500 years. Understand? But they were the first to do that. It takes intense pressure to turn a diamond into coal into diamond. That means intense pressure is good. It means that's the process it takes to transform something. You see Adam out there. How did Adam become powerful? Who made Adam powerful? The Sunnis did. The Arabs. They put so much pressure on them, they had to change their society. They had to transform into a democracy and they had to change the whole, because what they was doing before, it wasn't working. But that pressure that the Islamic Empire put on them caused them to transform into what you see right now, a structure that's stronger than the process that caused the structure. So therefore, the Sunnis had no power anymore. It was Sunni, the jinn, it was their resistance to Adam that made Adam. They had to transform to a better system that would be greater, strong enough to challenge the Islamic Empire, to overcome it. So they transformed. You see all the systems they have every day. Capitalism, they formed Christianity, all this stuff. Because the old system wasn't working. So they had that pressure to transform. So they should give them a thanks. That's the way it works. But you don't see it that way. See? So their resistance, we want you to resist, Jen. We want you to resist because you're going to be the one that's going to make Adam for me. Oh, boy, I tell you. Ooh. It says Satan cast out Satan, right? Did you say it right? Well, he spies Satan. He said if I was a Jew, he missed it. Come on, brothers and sisters. Remember a week or so ago, I told you, I put this graph out there. I said Europe's on fire, Orient next, Asia right behind it. And I showed you the top part is the Islamic part, and the bottom part is the non-Islamic part, right? And where it is right now, all of a sudden, I didn't tell you in advance. Here it is. I said Asia. Where's Asia? That's India and China. I mean India and Pakistan, and now they're on fire. Go back and check. This was put out before a week or so before that happened over there. I put these three. I said Africa's next. Because I wanted to point out this one. How come you didn't see that? I must have missed a black man somewhere, ain't it? Oh yeah, definitely for all America. Yeah, it's in your dumbass mind. Right. Separate. That's what Elijah said. This was in every FY meeting when I was there. I was between 1975. But he said, we ain't going nowhere because he called God a liar and Elijah a liar. See? Oh, we separate out there religion and names. That ain't what Elijah taught. Okay. But see, Farrakhan, he reveals himself, but you understand. Because remember, his father's the devil. But his mother is rich. So that means he got two natures. But the devil nature, because his father, the seed is the dominant nature. So he's a demon. So he has original characteristics, but his mindset, right? He's going in that direction, right? So what he's done, it shows him what he's doing. He's saying, "Oh, I'm with Elijah," but he's teaching the devil stuff. You see what I'm saying? He can't help it, even if he thinks he might even be trying to deceive people, because that's the way he's going to think anyway. He's going to think both ways. Remember, because when demons come, they come to you both ways. They skin folk. They come to you look like they're okay, but they're really devils. Like a sheep. They warn you about that in the Bible. Wolves in sheep clothing. So they look like a sheep, but they sound like a wolf. That's how you know them. They may be sheep. They may, how can they growling? Ooh, ooh, what are you doing what? They sound like a wolf, but they look like a sheep. That's what Farrakhan doing. He got a nature that's not looking like Elijah Muhammad, but he's talking devil stuff. That's his nature. That's what he would do. Gotta climb that ladder. That's what Suleiman's job do to get Injil. Injil's key is the ladder. They got to climb that ladder. He's not gonna help you climb the ladder. He's gonna tell you show you what the ladder is. You got to climb it yourself. He's not gonna pull anybody up. He's not gonna push anybody up, right? You got to climb it yourself. So only one person I would like to pull up if I could, and I don't think it's possible to pull anybody up. Right, I got a little sister, and that's what happened to her. Like I said, we was orphans. When my father passed, I was 14, she was 13. My mother passed when I was 9, she was 8. She don't even remember mother. She don't know how to be a woman. All she knows that 5 years my father, and that was horrible years. But I love my father. He was hardcore, right? And I didn't like the process, but I liked the result. Because when he left, I wasn't afraid of anybody. I was a man at 14 years old, had to be. But if I had been a female like my sister, I would have got all messed up. Because she ain't had nobody to tell her anything. She ain't nobody to teach her. Both of us were ignorant as hell. My father had any education. When puberty came, that surprised me. I didn't know anything like that could happen. I was totally ignorant, didn't know anything. And she didn't either. And I started realizing I didn't know anything. I got my ass out of there and went to the military. So I turned 17, I got the hell out of there. I was staying with relatives. They didn't give a damn about us. They didn't give a damn about us all. They was getting money from the state, and that's all they cared about. They stopped working. They was living off of that. They didn't do anything for us at all. They didn't care. I mean, I did what I wanted to do. For between 14 and 17, I wouldn't come like I was like a grown man. I wouldn't come like they didn't care. As long as I got that money. And I knew when I was 18, they was going to throw me out because they wouldn't get that money anymore. And that's exactly what happened with my sister. Because she got 18, they threw her ass out. She didn't know had no place to go. So when it was Negro butts and not Negro butts, demon got a hold to her, pumped up with 3 babies, told her, you need these babies. You get welfare, and they messed all up. They found that a few years back, right? He never took care of those babies, nothing. And she was out there all on her own with 3 babies and still a child. Don't know anything, nobody help her, nothing. Or anything. See? And that cloud, he was, I guess somebody got a hold to him, they blew his brains out and threw him in the garbage can. That's where they found him. Good for him. See? And so I saw what happened to her, and I said, man, that's why I really have a special place in my heart for these sisters. If I can bring them out, bring them out on my own. Right? I don't have the transportation master. Mama has a transportation. I can't tell her what to do with his transportation. Right? But these sisters, right? Like I said, if I had been a female, I'd probably be the same thing. 'Cause I was right there doing things I should be doing, see what girls and carrying on. I mean, I can't get pregnant. I didn't get anybody pregnant, but But then they got to deal with that. See? Now I don't understand females. I never can understand females, but I understand what they're going. I understand those type of things, and that's bad. And these sisters out here, they're going and what? They saved our lives. They saved the nation. So something's got to be done to protect them. And I'm their protector. I'm their defender. I'm going to defend them to my last breath. I don't want to hear no bullshit about these sisters. I see what happened to my sister. Right now she's in a nursing home. And I try to get out of the nursing home to come live with me. She won't do it. She's scared. Because she figure I'm going to tell her you're going to stop letting around doing nothing, start doing something yourself, get yourself out of it. And she don't want to hear that because she's so used to, I don't know. So I can't get her to come and stay with me. I tell her, anyway, that's another story. Let me move on, but I don't know why he went there. Let me move on. And this is their plan. Reunite Collegiate, bro. This is a plan against us. They plan against us. Okay, I'm going to take a... Oh, well, no. I didn't even get to Revelation. Let me move on, bro, since I'm going to go off again. I'm going to go off again. Oh, I ain't even got to my main subject yet. I already sprayed on play on this here. Wow. I can't believe. Okay, I'm going to get a short version. I'll probably get a long version tomorrow, bro. This is 19. Wow. I'm thinking I'm almost over. Okay, 19, you can read at your own leisure. But it's telling Master Prophet Muhammad. As they heard a voice great, a crowd much in heaven of saying, Hallelujah, salvation, glory, the power, God of me. Oh, they talk about, that's Master Muhammad talking about right here. Right? So I'm gonna go through it. I'm not gonna explain it because I didn't mean to spend so much time. Maybe I'll just go through it a longer version tomorrow. That's what's the next one here. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize I took so much time, brothers and sisters. So it's talking about the point. I'll explain that in a minute. See, it's I have to specify it because a lot of stuff needs to be explained a little better. See here, it's telling you something. It's identifying Master Prophet Muhammad because it said the 24 elders. That's these 24 right here. These are elders, right? The original nation is 24. See, Elijah Muhammad thought they was a scientist. They're not a scientist. You understand your key? The African Asian and the Oriental. That's 24. But the 4 living is this because it's at first like a lion, but it has 6 wings. So it's really this, but it has 6 wings. So the reason why I do this, because when you go this way, what's left out? What's left out here? What's left out is the one that go here, because it's not one. This is not one of the living. It's the 7 spirits. So when you look at this, at 24 hours this, and so therefore what's left, that means that's the God. That means he has to be this one. He has to be Master Prophet Muhammad. See, all this trying to identify who Master Prophet Muhammad is. Right. So I'm gonna give this that's the short version. We said, what about the what about the lamb? No. If you look at it carefully, that's talking about the God. Right. He's the one sitting on the throne. Right. So that's why it's doing it that way. So you say, look at it. It's 24. Right. But then these are the four living, right? So what's missing here? This would have all of these except for this, right? And this would have, but this is the elder. But this would have this missing, which is now over here, and that would be right there. So let me move on, if you get it. And then it talks about the thrones, so it's talking about this one here, because it talks about, and I heard voice of water many, and a voice thunder. So we know this is thunder. If this is thunder, it's the war. So it's talking about NOI here. So I'm giving identifications, bro. So I'm not explaining the whole thing because I didn't mean to go as long as I did. Okay. And then this is the his bride. This is the one he takes out, the elect. That's what we're talking about right here. The bride of the Lamb. Talking about lamb there, right? And here, what's this? Okay, I'm not sure what I made a mistake there. It fell in front of the feet of worship. This is John. So he's talking about this format right here, where the resurrection taking place, and we're out here, right? So he's talking about here, and he's talking about the witnesses. These are the witnesses. So you know that these are the witnesses here. That's how you know. That's one way you know that these, not Elijah and Farrakhan, like they're trying to tell you. They're not the two witnesses. If you read the whole story, they couldn't possibly be. Let me move on, bro. And then horse white right here, right? So he's sitting on a horse white. Because remember, this is a horse. So that's the identifying master from him again. He's the one sitting on a horse white. And look, horse white, and it's setting upon it. I told you, chapter 9 is all about Master Prophet Muhammad. Eyes of him like flame, whatever. This is blood, sprinkled with the blood. That's the four winds, also the blood. Right? Wash over the blood of the Lamb. And then, talking about his armies. Well, in this case, these armies, these are the hell. He's going to hit America with, hit the Europeans with. Okay, move on, brothers and sisters. Bam, see there? That's when the four winds blow, that's two of them. He's going to hit America and Britain. And then it's talking about the demons. See, they're also called horses, right? So their destruction. So that's what happens here. Boom. See? They're thrown out. 17 still. And then 19. Did I miss this? Okay, and the wild beast was caught. In other words, they're getting ready to go. See, now the wild beast, King of Earth, armies led the war. In other words, they're getting ready to go to war. That's why right now they're getting ready to go to war. Iran, they're pushing against America and Britain, and as far as Israel. So they're getting ready to go to war with them. See, right now, that's what it's talking about right now. Right, and then, right, it says they're cast down. See, it says the beast said that it was captured. It was caught, the wild beast and the false prophet. False prophet is the flood. See, they was caught. Right. Okay. Also caught when they back up here, previous. Also, we talking about in 666 about the image. It says making and was made to earth, having received the image of the wild beast, were an image of it. See, the image of the wild beast is this one, the image of it. Well, this one's image of the wild beast, and this is the image of it. I explained that in the 666 thing. So okay. So that's what you're talking about. See, and it says. Okay, and it says this is the wild beast here, right? And it says they were thrown into the lake of fire. That's the lake of fire. That's the lake of fire right there. It was thrown into the lake of fire. Where it says both of them are. It says caught wild beast, and wild beast, and living thrown the two. That's the lake of fire. Okay. And leftover, who's leftover? Right? That's the demons, right? Okay. They're taken out by the swords. So let's talk about brothers and sisters. I think that's it. Okay, maybe previous. Okay, maybe I'll explain it. If that's not clear enough, I'll spend more time tomorrow. I didn't mean to spend so much time before I got to this. But I want to get that point across. Energy management, right? Also, that's also about vectors. Vectors, forces. Manage those forces. Don't waste time with those fools. Manage those forces, right? Block the BS stuff that lets you come in. Check even anything I say. Check it, verify it before you let it in. I ain't going to accept anything on face value. Learn to start doing that. Like a few days ago, sister tell me, says, well, you said, what would I do? I said, what did I say? I said about thrones or something, right? I'm glad she brought that up. It was like, I was something I was working on. It was like a note I had, right? But she pointed out. She didn't just accept it, and I was happy she did that, right? Because she's paying attention. You got to pay. See, sisters, they they surprise you. They surprise you because this world's taught them to stay in the background, and we don't want them to stay in the background. But to be in the background, they learn how to deal with the background. That means you look around, they'll stuck up on your ass. Surprise! Boom! But I love these sisters, boy. Yeah, you think they're stupid. They still around, ain't they? Ain't they still around? Did only the men accept Prophet Muhammad? Only the men accept Master Prophet Muhammad? Is that how it worked? No. There was sisters accepted too. They God just like you. Two sides of the same coin. Left hand and right hand, you ain't got one. If you had one hand, you'd be in trouble, wouldn't you? But you're going to put down the other hand? Okay. So they adapt. See, they adapt better than you do. Sisters know how to adapt better than we do. Because we don't want to adapt. We're just going to go to war. I ain't changing. I'm stubborn. I'll kick your ass. And since they adapt. Like I was giving an explanation on the clothes, right? I was saying, when you have a situation where, say you're under attack. Now, men's, in general, I don't have all the cases, but in my case, that's the case, right? You confront it. Hey, man, we go to war, right? You're going to beat it down. And sister might say, man, step out the way, let the fool go on by. And we still be at peace. Yeah, I just get rid of that threat so you don't have to worry them. You see, I'm saying if that's the approach, because it could be the other way around. And so there's been situations like we go out for a walk, and that's the kind of situations happen. Right? And then she'd grab me and say, and I get mad. Hey, don't let me grab me. I'm dealing, you see. And I thought about it. I said, I got to accept her perspective too. Because, yeah, okay, I still could lose. That's just because you go to war, I mean you're going to win. Well, I could beat them and have pure victory. Then end up in the hospital. I won, but man, damn, I got a broken leg or something. Okay? Well, I just let my pride go, let them go past. Then we attack. But then other situations come, because it depends on how she think. Well, you must be a coward. How can you stand up? You see? In other case, you just looking back at her, right? You can accuse her, right? So, well, I had it backwards, right? You accuse her of being a coward. How can you I'm going to fight you? Tell me that I shouldn't stand up. I shouldn't fight. You scared of people? And she tell you, man, you're just a bulldog, man. You want to fight everybody. So now you're accusing each other but both perspectives are right. It's just which one's the effective at that point. That's the point. I tell you got two sides to everything, and Quran tells you. So we can't dismiss what they say. They shouldn't be dismissed what I say. And the situation allows, you should consider each person's perspective. But a situation don't allow, you have to act immediately. So you know. But if you like I said, but immediately could be the same way. Immediately, if she'd pulled you out the way, you wouldn't got hit by that car or whatever. If you listen, or immediately you had to attack because you had time. You had time to think about it. You know, it's the situation. The point I'm trying to make is there's two sides, and both of them are legitimate. It's just which one is the best one for that particular situation, right? And sometimes you don't have a choice. You got to act because it's so fast. But you got two sides to it, and we got to learn to respect their side, and they got to learn to respect our side. They have no reason to respect our side because right now we don't have a side. Our side is putting our tongue up in the person's ass. That's our side right now because we walk around, hey, bro, yeah, you know, you the Hulk, right? Got muscle every place else. How you doing, man? My name is Charles Chicken Bobble. Chicken Bobble. I don't know about an African named Chicken Bobble. You see, so why should he respect you? Because you respecting your ancestors. You respecting her. You disrespecting your own children because you want to name them after Massa. Or your name is going to be Jimmy Chicken Bobble. Where you get that name from? Master gave a name. He bent me over and butt breaking me. Oh, he's the man. Yeah, man. It's stupid. Okay. And see, that's the problem. They're bad vectors. So Master Kwame is getting ready to shut them vectors down. And so somebody give you a proper mind where you screen out that stuff and be calling yourself Jamie Chicken Bobble. Be Ahmad Rasul with your foot dead master's ass. Assalamu alaikum.